Hello, everyone. So I figured I'd make a quick video to tell you what's going on with the PC version of Last of Us Remake. As you've seen on the internet, the PC port isn't a very good one. Now, I don't know the reason why, because I don't PC game. The only time I've ever played a PC game was when I did South Park The Stick of Truth speedruns 5 years ago. As you can probably guess, that isn't a very taxing game on the GPU. I needed an unpatched PC version to run that the fastest way. So yeah, and I only ran it for 2 weeks. But that was my only like Steam experience ever. So I when it came to remake, I was we spent 6.5 months with the PS5 version. It has plenty of bugs, so I was kind of looking forward to higher frame rate. They were teasing some of the bugs in the PS5 version being fixed, so I was looking really forward to it. But then we spent a day with it, and it never functioned properly for me. I have a Ryzen 5950X and a 3080 Ti GPU. It did not run properly. Now, I know they've been patching it since then, but you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. you know? When the studio itself has to, and their like main, like their actual account has to like issue apologies for the experience people are having, something got messed up along the way. Maybe it was rushed. They got the people who made that horrible Arkham Knight PC port to help them. I don't know. And again, I will make another video when I start playing it again to go over like all of the differences. I'll talk about some of the differences that I know right now. I'm not going to use any videos. I'm just going to talk. But yeah, the main difference between PS5 and PC is, well, first of all, with regards to the leaderboards, this is the PS5 leaderboards right now. And we included Left Behind in there just because it didn't feel like it was enough here to warrant its own leaderboard, so we just included it here. But we're going to be treating the PC version. You're not allowed to submit yet. We're still waiting like a week before we like get all the rules sorted out. There's going to be an entirely separate leaderboard for the PC version, mainly because we're not using speedrun mode as the official timer. And there are some differences. A lot of the bugs in PS5, despite it being buggy, a lot of the PS5 bugs that I've made videos about, like the weapon sway glitch, sprinting, swing spiraling, the shotgun fire rate, the sprinting swing with a shotgun, or just some other stuff, most of that has been fixed, believe it or not. Even Tommy is faster in the intro. There's, hold on. Main thing here is the boards are going to be separate. But yeah, like I was saying, there's a lot of differences. Most of the bugs have been fixed. Tommy's a little faster. You get more drops in slums and outside the high school and inside the high school with regards to shotgun. So the things we complained about in our stream and our speedruns, they actually went and tweaked a little. Now, this stuff hasn't been fixed for PS5. I don't know if they're going to do that. They seem to have their hands full right now. But yeah, it should be a good experience to run. Now, me personally, for those who haven't heard, I don't play with a mouse and keyboard. I've never ever played a game with a mouse and keyboard. You heard me say before, I've only played one game on Steam. I'm not a PC gamer. I'm just not. It's a lot more inconvenient with my setup to stream PC games. It's a little bit more, my streaming settings are pretty high. My quality settings and my recording settings. Having to play a taxing game on top of that as well, I might need a stronger PC. Maybe. I don't know. Or a second PC. Some people use two PCs for gaming. And whatever. Streaming through a console is just way more convenient for what my setup is. And the console version appears to be in a more stable state. with regards to when I'm going to give, because we did an entire stream and tried to play it, and well, it was the experience that a lot of other people were having as well. It just wasn't good. It wasn't well made, unfortunately. So I personally am holding off playing the PC version until they've patched some things, which they are and have been doing. But I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. And instead, because I got a time in PS5 grounded that I was happy with, my 245/45. It wasn't perfect. There was even a death thrown in there, but I was happy with it. Not super happy with the run. Very happy with the time. Yeah, I've described some of my runs that way. But yeah, ready to move on to something else. I thought it was going to be the PC version. At one point, not only did it crash Steam, it crashed my entire PC, and I can't afford to replace any equipment. So I'm waiting until... I remember I made it look like a PlayStation 1 game. I turned every graphical setting down to the lowest possible to where it was running in 532p. Everything was on low. The resolution was at 720, and it still taxed my CPU at about 60%. It was bad. I imagine it will get better over time. But, yeah, for the moment, what I'm doing right now is I'm basically doing what was next on my to-do list, which is grounded permadeath on PS5. I've learned it. I'm running it. It's a little bit different compared to a normal run. It's also a lot more stressful, but also a lot more doable than Part 2 permadeath. Remember when I did that back in June? Ugh, that was bad. Ugh. It was the one mountain I couldn't climb, the one hurdle I couldn't get over. Permadeath this time around for Part 1 is going to be a lot easier. I actually even completed a permadeath run on the original. There's no permadeath setting, but we just did permadeath rules. No dying, no restarting encounter. And I managed to do it 4.5 minutes slower than my current grounded record in the original. It took a month, though. But, yeah. I expect that I'll be able to accomplish it within, like, a month. I think. I hope. It's permadeath, But, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing right now. When that's over, I will go back to the PC version. We'll make videos about it, main differences, comparisons side by side. Because like I said, there are a lot of differences besides just bug fixes. Some of the AI is a little bit different. I remember someone mentioned the area in Slums where the guy drops the key. The guy in the room notices you a little bit earlier, so you have to change something up. Again, you get a lot more pistol ammo dropped in Slums as well. Well, not more, but you're more likely to get a drop when you're below the threshold of 4. Because normally I would go to the top floor of the last part of Slums with 3 bullets, but it seems it's more likely now you'll end up there with 4 bullets. And these aren't coincidences. We were told after the game launched that these are some of the changes they made. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to running the PC version, but not until it's stable and some major updates have been made, which again, they said they're doing and have made already. But I'm not going to touch it until I'm done with PS5 grounded permadeath, which I hope doesn't take as long as it might. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. And again, I will make a more in-depth video on all the differences when I actually play it. So yeah, and kind of the big reveal that, there's not just going to be like a subcategory for PC. It's going to be an entirely separate leaderboard because of how different it is. The timing method isn't going to be RTA. It's not going to be speedrun mode either. It's going to be something called, I don't know what it's called, ASL, I think. Again, I don't use PC for gaming, so I don't know. Basically, a lot of other communities do this for their PC versions of games that are also on console. It's basically a way to connect live split with like the game, and when you pause, it pauses. It's kind of like what you see in my runs already, except you don't have to set up a virtual cam stuff. It's basically an auto splitter. but it's a lot easier to connect to, and it's accurate. So yeah, that's the main reason for the separation of the leaderboards and stuff. And then when we do eventually do PC runs, first of all, I have to spot the differences. Again, we'll make videos on it and stuff. But if you watched my weight loss video, I talked about how I was under a lot of stress making videos before a certain amount of time. I work my best when I have to focus on one thing. You know, grounded permadeath is something I mentioned that I wanted to do for a long time. So I want to focus on that and only that, because the difference between console and PC is going to be very, very big. So even the difference between PS5 grounded and PS5 grounded permadeath is big. I want to maximize my potential on one project, and the way I do that is by doing that and only that. So yes, even if a month has passed and I haven't accomplished what I want, I'm still going to be grinding at it and trying to get the job done. So if you're wondering when I'm returning to the PC version, it'll be when I accomplish what I want on the PS5 version with whatever my project is, which right now is Grounded Permadeath. So yeah, just figured I'd provide a quick little update on what's going on with that. It's a shame that it didn't launch in the best state. But if it ends up being in a decent position by the time I return to it, that's at this point, that's really all that matters. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.